Welcome. My name is Kathrina Miccio, and you're joining us today with Indie Film Online and the Venus Italian International Film Festival. Our festival is June 6th and 7th, and the awards are June 8th via Zoom. So hope that you can all join us. Go on the website at indiefilmonline.com, and all the information and the links to join us will be there. So today joining us is Phil Snyder, and him and his brother Robert make some very short, interesting little quirky films. And this one is called The Driving Dead, and it is a little out there, just like his other shorts. And sometimes I'm not sure if I should laugh at them or if they're serious, but I love their films, and they all have their own meanings, and they might be a little deep. So we're going to bring him on. Hi, Phil.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you see me?
Yes. How are you doing? How are you faring in the COVID quarantine?
Well, I'm a survivor.
Yeah.
As you know, I got through it. And it's rough. I still feel kind of tired from it, and
Right.
residual effects. But I got through the worst part.
How long did you actually have it?
Yeah. Well, according to I had the antibody test, and it said that it confirmed that I had it. The week that I had the fever and all the symptoms.
Yeah.
We started Easter Day, on Easter Sunday.
Wow.
Amazingly enough, I had no problem breathing, and that was the main thing. They said if you have problem breathing, you call 911.
Very lucky. Very lucky you didn't have to go through
anyway.
that.
So
you were home the whole time.
Yeah, you can't. Well, they don't want you to go. The doctor said it's like 18 days, and then even after you get over it, you're supposed to stay in for another week.
Sure. So sorry you had to go through that.
Well, in a way.
But you're here with us, safe. Do you think you'll make a film out of this? Sure.
I don't know. You have to ask my brother that. You have to imagine that he's here. He's actually working right now. Yeah.
Oh.
That's why he's not here. But he
know,
didn't
it's
get
hard
it.
to see you alone without him. You're like, two peas in a pod.
Yeah, well, he's the kind of the idea guy, and I'm the technical guy. I have to kind of bring his ideas to reality. He'll come up with these crazy ideas, and then he'll say, "Well, you can just figure it out, right? Just figure it out." Just do a green screen or something like that.
I love your films, that, because I give you a lot of awards. You've already had The Bag, right? There was The Bag.
That was a couple of years ago, yeah.
Right, that was the original one.
Right.
And then there was, what was the second one?
Well, this one was well, it was the eye.
The
omniscient eye in the sky.
The eye. The Bag.
Where my brother came up with that idea, I have no idea where he came up. Well, actually, it was about surveillance. It was about people watching you, and Big Brother watching you, and that kind of thing. So he takes that kind of concept, which is true, but also he kind of makes it into kind of a magical thing, like something surreal, Twilight Zone kind of a thing. An eye in the sky.
Like a quirky scientific mind or something, it's I see that,
He writes all for creative stuff all the time on his own, and he wrote Shakespeare's Pen, which was in your festival last year.
That's right. Yes. The script. Yeah.
So,
But the bag was pretty funny. It was, and I was saying before when I was doing the intro to you, for you, that your films are so quirky that sometimes I want to laugh, but I don't know if I should laugh, or they're just so quirky. Like the bag,
right.
this black bag that eats.
Consumes, yeah.
eats
It's from another planet. It's a
another
form of
planet.
life from the other planet. You know, if you remember, there was a famous Twilight Zone episode where these creatures from another planet came down and they said, "We're going to do everything for you. You know, we're going to serve man. We're going to do everything for Earth. We're going to give you good food. We're going to show you how to live better life." And the book says to serve. That's the title of the book. It's in in the alien language, to serve man. And finally, at the very end of the show, as everybody's going up, they're going to go to this planet. Someone translates it, and they said, "This is a cookbook." So they're fattening up the Earthlings in order to eat them. You know, it's a famous one.
No, I missed that.
It's a famous one, anyway. Yeah, but anyway, but
Yeah. I'd love to see that.
okay.
And so the Driving Dead, let's talk about that. It's
Yeah,
about a guy that was with a girl, and
right,
she kicks him out,
right,
and hastily I
right,
think kicks him out
right,
in the middle of nowhere.
right. And you hear a gunshot.
A gunshot.
Yeah, right in the beginning, there's a bang. I don't know, maybe you didn't notice it, but
I did get out of my
yeah,
life. Bang.
right,
Gotcha. Okay.
right. I actually wanted to have some kind of bloody effect on him, but Rob said, "No, that'll give it away that he's been shot. We don't want to find out that he's dead until the
That he
very end,
died some other way.
you know." And he got this idea. Actually, he was telling me, make sure you say this. He said that, well, he first of all, he said he woke up one morning and he had just the title, The Driving Dead, you know, Walking Dead, Driving Dead,
Right.
in his mind because it's alliterative. And then he he also heard about these Uber drivers that kind of kidnap people and stuff, or take people, you know, women and stuff, and do things to them that are kind of criminals, sort of. And so he combined that, and then the Greek myth of Sharon taking people across the river Styx to their death. So he just put it all together, and that was it, you know. So we did it pretty quickly, uh, except we had to film the scenes in the car. We couldn't have the car really moving, so we put green paper around the side of the car so we could put a composite, a background against the green, you know,
Wow.
like green
I
screen, you know, like when they do the weather, you see the person standing in front of the weather screen. They're not really standing in front of a map. They're standing in front of a green screen or blue screen, and they key the green out, and then they put the map in there. So we did that. The only problem is the day that we did it was an incredibly windy day, and we had to go over by the beach where I live, because where I live is right by the Long Island Railroad, and the trains keep going by. So we went over to the beach. Trouble is, it was a really windy day, and the paper kept, you know, blowing, and I had to keep taping it down and that kind of thing. But you know, that's
Exteriors are always tricky, you never
yeah.
know what you're gonna get with the exterior. And then being by the beach, it's even windier, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And you know, we filmed actually a scene from the bag by the beach where the two guys are in the car smoking pot, and the car gets crushed by the
Yeah.
bags. That was over there too. But that was a quiet day. But you know, this is independent filmmaking. As you know, you
Yes.
have to kind of,
You get what you have.
you know, fold it into what you're doing. You know, I mean, you can't fix everything. I mean, the imperfections become part of the film, you know, and sometimes it makes it better, you know.
And who are the actors?
And this, well, my brother's son
Oh,
is the guy that gets in the car,
okay.
and he's old. He must be pushing 30 years old now, but I think he's 28, 29. And the other one was his friend from Hunter College.
Oh,
He's
okay.
an act. They're both actors. They're both
Ah,
taking acting courses.
yeah, they were good. And
Yeah.
I always, I every time I think of this film, I see it kind of as a PSA.
Yeah, it's almost like a public service thing.
It is. I
Although
mean,
we didn't intentionally make it with that in mind, but it does turns out it is sort of that way. It's a warning, you know. I mean,
absolutely. Maybe
I,
if it was like a little bit shorter, maybe if you took the hitchhiking thing out, or
yeah.
just did the text messaging while driving,
Well,
I could totally see it as a PSA.
well, if you look at the trailer is kind of like a PSA because he says, you know, don't, you know, he says, I'm texting, and then he says, you know, this Robbie, his son, says, no, you can't do that, and he hits his wheel. Then they almost have a collision, and there's a shot of an ambulance going by. That was real. We went driving around, and I actually got that. There's an example of something spontaneous that I actually caught. You know, I was driving around. We were driving around. I'm filming. Rob's driving, and I'm starting to. Oh, we're not finding anything interesting. And all of a sudden I hear a siren coming along. So I got to get it, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
I love when that happens.
I know. That's what makes it
Perfect.
filmmaking interesting, you know. I mean,
Right.
when you get lucky. And I've also found that in terms of documentary filmmaking, and I've done a couple of those, and the key to documentary filmmaking is never stop the camera. I mean, you got to be filming. You got to burn through a lot of film. You got to be filming just all the time, you know. And then hopefully you'll get something that you can mold into a final film. But you know, you have to catch the moment, you know. So
Exactly.
luckily we did in that case.
I think you do in all your films.
Yeah.
They all are very unique, and you guys are some of my favorite filmmakers. And I definitely think you should try to pursue this as a PSA.
I mean, how many times have you seen teenagers? I've been sitting at a light and I turn over and I see a teenager waiting at the light going like this.
Yeah.
I
Or
mean,
driving
yeah,
while they're texting.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I see this all the time. And you drive and you see the car kind of going like this, I'm like, why is that car swaying? Are they drunk? And then I go around and, oh, okay. They're texting, and it's scary. I mean, doesn't everybody have a voice activated thing? Why do they have to use their fingers? And but anyway.
Anyway, yeah. So
So
anyway,
we
yeah.
have something else coming up?
Well, we have another one that's filmed already, which is I entered it into your cutting room festival. It's called The Eraser. I don't know if you saw it yet.
I haven't seen it yet because I've got
Well,
a lot to do with this one still.
yeah, it has my brother's son is in it, and also his grandchildren are in it, and it's about bullying. Once again, it's kind of a magical idea where you see these little kids fighting. They're his grandchildren, and there's an older brother and a younger brother, and the older brother's kind of picking on the younger brother, and so the one character who's actually my brother's he's a child at this point in the beginning of the movie, but you see him grow up later on. But he's an artist and he draws, and he can draw like the weapon that one kid is hitting the other kid with, and then what happens is he erases it and it disappears as the one kid is beating the other kid with it. The weapon disappears.
Oh,
It's a magical thing, you know. And then later on, you see, I don't want to give it away. You see, like, this is kind of faded into the past, but a mass shooting, a shooting with a guy with a gun, AR-47 or 57 or whatever it's called, AR-15, and he draws the picture of it, and then he erases it, and the gun disappears from the guy's hand. So he can eliminate violence. That's the concept of it,
wow.
And it goes farther, it goes along. It's just under 8 minutes, the film, but it's got a message, and it's also got this kind of magical element to it, which my brother's films sort of have.
Was one of the children, the baby that was in the bag?
Yeah.
Yes. So the baby grew up.
You remember? Yeah, the one that goes Elmo. He goes.
Eat the baby.
Yeah. He goes Elmo in the bag. He's
Elmo.
I think he's 7 now. Yeah.
Wow.
7? He said, yeah, he's gonna be 7. And I'll tell you, this kid is a natural. He's really got something, and I'm not saying it because he's my brother's grandchild. He's got an acting ability. He's really good. You don't even have to tell him what to do, and he'll look in the right areas. He'll react a certain way. And you'll see there's a long take where we pull back from his eyes as he's drawing, and he's supposed to be concentrating. He's so intense, and I didn't tell him anything. All I said is just don't move. But he's concentrating really seriously, and he's really delivering a moment. And I didn't explain. I didn't tell him to do anything. But he sort of knows what to do, and he likes performing. And
yeah, you have such a great relationship with your brother, but I have great friends.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well,
I have friends that are like my sisters and brothers. So sometimes, friends could be closer than your own family.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. But it's you can kind of tell certain people that you connect to, and
Yeah.
And I find as you get older, I found I'm getting old, but I find I'm more selective with my friends.
Of course. You learn, to trust people and who to.
I've also found, this is interesting too, when I had the COVID thing, certain people or friends, would call up, even like an email or something, that some people I barely even knew. I knew them from childhood, and they found out that I had it, and I get an email every once in a while saying, how you doing? How's it going? And other friends, I won't name them, but I haven't, who I'm friendly with, that I've stayed in touch with over the years, I haven't heard a thing from them. And they know that I have it. And it's kind of bizarre, I mean, not that I'm angry or anything, but it's just kind of strange that it's like you feel like maybe, you're contaminated or something, and they don't want to come near you or something.
Yeah.
I'm not even asking them to come near me, just a phone call or something,
I know.
It's bizarre,
Look, what I went through with cancer, cancer. So, a Q&A.
Oh, okay.
After the blocks, after the end block.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna, via Zoom, we're gonna have the awards on Monday.
Okay. Well, it'll all be. We just click on the.
I'll give you the link. I'm gonna either send it out, or I still have to figure that out. But no matter what, it's gonna be on the website. I'm gonna put it on the front page in bold letters, so everybody could see the link to go and do the Q&As. And also the awards.
Okay. On the you said something about message bubble. Vote on the message bubble.
Yeah, if you go on the website, on the bottom. I mean, I see it on my thing right now because it's behind. It's in a blue. It's blue, and then it, like the bubble that goes over a cartoon.
Right.
Yeah, that's what is there on the website, and you click on that bubble, and it's just, you could just vote.
At the end of the block, the last block, this is Zoom. Will all of the people who are watching be on this?
Yes. And I'm hoping there's going to be a lot of people, and there are going to be like all little faces, like a Chuck Close painting, right?
Yeah. Well, some people compare it to the Hollywood Squares or the Brady Bunch.
Like lots of little ones, and maybe it'll form into something. Maybe it'll end up looking like the Venus.
Oh, right, Venus.
Award, yeah.
Yeah,
and she's marble. She's marble on a marble, pretty award out, right? There's a marble base, and she's marble. Wow. Yeah. So everybody really loved her last year, so I brought her back again.
Wow, excellent.
Yeah. So I'm going to wrap this up, and thank you so much. And please tell Robert I said hello.
I will.
We missed him.
Right, I will.
And we'll see you during the Q&A.
Okay, yes.
All right.
And then in the future at the cutting room.
And then, yes. And then well, hopefully by then. I'm probably going to push it a little bit, you know, maybe November.
See, I have the Driving Dead poster
I
behind
see
me.
it. Yes, absolutely. It's there. Good for you. A little promo.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Thank
and
you. Thank
we'll
you for
see
having me.
you at the Q&A and hopefully at the awards.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Thanks a lot. Have a
And
have.
Bob, it'll be there too. Yeah.
I'll try to drag him in. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Good. Okay.
he's like the
Yeah.
mystery man
Okay.
behind the scenes. You know.
All right.
Okay.
See
Take
you next.
care.
Thanks,
Bye.
Bill. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Bye.